Welcome to day 8 of our Christmas devotions, Light in the Darkness. As we work through the Christmas story, we now come to the next part of Luke chapter 2. And having had the angels announce Jesus' birth and the shepherds visit, we now turn to the next part, which says this: when the 8 days were complete for his circumcision, he was named Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived. And when the days of their purification according to the law of Moses were finished, they brought him to Jerusalem and presented him to the Lord. Just as is written in the law of the Lord, every firstborn male will be dedicated to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice, which, according to what is stated in the law of the Lord, a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. This is often a bit we don't reflect on at Christmas. We think about the announcement to Mary and Joseph, the birth of Jesus, the visit of the shepherds, the coming of the Magi. We don't really talk about Jesus' circumcision or this period. But Jesus, at 8 days old, undergoes what every Jewish male will undergo: the act of circumcision. What was this act of circumcision about? It was identifying themselves as God's people. It was a covenant reminder given to Abraham in Genesis chapter 17. As God has promised, I will bless you and your children, and through you and your descendants, all the nations of the earth will be blessed. In Genesis 17, at age 99, God makes a promise to Abraham that he will be a father of many nations. And that at this moment his name changes from Abram to Abraham. And God says, I will make you the father of many nations. I will make you extremely fruitful and make nations and kings come to you. I will confirm my covenant that is between me and you and your future offspring throughout their generations. It is a permanent covenant to be your God and the God of your offspring after you. So the mark of this promise that Abraham would be the father of many nations is circumcision. And I hope you see the link without me having to be too graphic. Abraham will be the father, and there is circumcision. And it's this promise that God will bless his people, the people of Abraham. And Jesus, in Luke 2, is circumcised. He is part of this people, but he will be the one who will be the fulfillment of that promise to Abraham. He will be the one who will bring God's plan to pass. And so this isn't kind of just not needed details by Luke, or Luke just being a good historian recording the details. Luke is continuing to weave together within this story the identity of who Jesus is. He is the Messiah, the long-awaited promise to Abraham. And he bears that promise, that mark of the promise in his body. And so he's brought to the temple, and a sacrifice offering is made of either a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, a thanksgiving offering, as he is dedicated to the Lord at 8 days old. An act of thanksgiving, an act of worship, but also fulfilling the law, which will be crucial for Jesus being our Saviour. He comes and he fulfills the law at every part, even in his birth. And so, as we reflect on it, it is a reminder of God's faithfulness as the promise keeper, God's faithfulness to his covenant people, God's faithfulness to do what he promised. And so I pray, as we go into this day, that you would know God as the faithful, covenantal promise keeper who has made that ultimate covenant through his Son, Jesus.